All right, Mother Mary, you ready to look at the guava? Right here we have a little Branca Brazil. That's from, I believe, Marcos. And then, I don't remember what these ones are next to it. Look, they got a nice, more of a yellowish stem that's a little bit smoother. So we'll try to figure out what those are. And then we got Psidium Guava Verde from Helton. That came from Mr. Giant Gecko. And then we've got Verde Semi-Dwarf. That also came from Giant Gecko there. Over here, these came from Marcos originally. Camino Laguna, started 817. There's a white Mexican cream from him as well. More Camino Laguna. Egypt Guava, they call it, came from Trade Winds. They don't get too specific. A Lucknow also from Trade Winds. Another Lucknow from Trade Winds. Lucknow. It's all from seed. And a Rocca Una from Marcos. I have some big ones of those. I believe that's Psidium myrtoides is what it's called. We've got Branca Brazil, little 617, full yellow Amarillo here. Down in here, we've got, that's not custard apple. This is a strong one. It came up right away, pretty strong Brazilian guava from Trade Winds. So I think that's Guyanese when I looked it up. Not many of them came up. There's another strong Lucknow that came up sooner than the rest. I'm looking for the strong characteristics. These little bad boys I got from Logie's. These are the Nana Dwarf Guava, supposed to fruit in a pot. Maybe we'll start taking cuttings from those, get some of those. All right, so we're gonna go over here where we've got a number of, this is a fun one, and I've got some bigger ones too. This is Glenn's Mystery. Called Mystery because what happened is Glenn ordered a bunch of guava from Miami Fruits years ago. He just put all of a whole one into a pot, gave me a few of those pots, and I just planted them in the ground. And the ones that survived. And of those, some of them were right about ready to make fruit at a garden at a school I worked at called Mystery. That garden was going to be torn up, so before the fruit even ripened, I was able to pick a number of them, and I just let them rot. I fermented them, and so some of them are called Rotted Mystery, some of them are called, anyway, these are Glenn's Mystery. I'm excited to see what they become. Over here we have Castro Red. This is the most popular of my guavas, the ones I have actually fruited from seed, brought back from Cuba, a giant smashed softball size, if you will, red guava. Here's a air layer of one of those from last year. I think it should be fruiting and flowering. This one's from Urban Roots. Before they went out of business, they sold a few guava. You know, probably cut from somebody in Florida. Then we have a bunch of these little white Mexican cream, started on 617. So see, some just grow quicker than others. These are all from Marcos, I believe. This is Psidium striatalum. This is from your boy Brian over at Rain Dance Seeds. And then these Brazilian guava, also from Trade Winds. So those Brazilian guava, I'm hoping they're Guyanese. I mean, I don't know what else they could be. That's the only thing it says there. Some more little baby Castro Reds, white Mexican cream, smaller ones. Psidium sartorium from Rain Dance. It looked like your boy Fancy Plants did a video on that, and he seemed to like the flavor. We've got a Bangkok, a giant Bangkok. This was labeled as from Trade Winds. More Branca Brazil from Marcos. A Roca de Campo. of a bunch of seeds. Only, look, you can see only 3 of those survive, so we're gonna keep all those. Big Thai white, more of those. We've got these little reddish apple guava from Marcos, and Egyptian guava from Tradewinds, white Mexican cream. We go over here, more Lucknow 49 from Tradewinds, small little babies. Over here, let's see, what are these? Camino Laguna from Marcos. All right, that one has a little strawberry tree in it. These are cool. I don't know if anybody's grown these. They aren't guava. I think they call them governor's plum. I brought some seed from Miami Fruit and Spice Park. Now, while we're here, we might as well look at some of these big boys. So this is the Psidium robustum, also sometimes called banana guava. That was from seed from Rain Dance. Has not yet flowered or fruited. I'm hoping it might this year. This is Psidium myrtoides, I believe. I just took a bunch of cuttings of both of these. And this is another, yeah, Psidium robustum. You can see the difference in their leaves. And then this Psidium myrtoides, I did take some cuttings from that. Might as well show you, say hi to Frank and Santa. Might as well show you those cuttings. You can tell me what I did wrong. So I just cut them. I hit them with a little bit of rooting hormone, the ones that people use for weed, the purple one. Put them in some perlite, or not perlite, sorry, vermiculite and sphagnum. I've just got them sitting here in the shade, and we'll see. We'll give it some time. All right, so let's keep going. Let's look at some more guava. We have over here, this is Lumbini from seed collected in Buddha's birthplace in Nepal, Lumbini. This is a nice Mexican yellow. I call it Urquat. This is fruited for me. It originally came from Home Depot, believe it or not, and it had a nice little yellow fruit, a bunch of them actually. This in here in this tree pot is another air layer of the Castro Red. Here's another air layer of the Castro Red. More of those. It's another one of those from Urban Roots. This is a Psidium angulatum from Virginia Fruit Grower. Grows a lot of good plants. This is another air layer there. This is one I'm just really excited, obviously, because it's flowering, fruiting. This came from Mr. Kaiser on the West Bank. And so when I took these air layers, I mean, look at this one. It was just small on a nice, big, healthy stem. So that's what I'm going to try to do, I think, with these. And it sat in water. It sat in water inside the greenhouse. So I don't know if that had something to do with it. These are some bigger reddish apple guava from Marcos. Down here we got some smaller reddish apple, some Castro white. That's just a white version. It came from plants right next to each other of what I call the Castro Red. Here is full yellow Amarillo. That's from Marcos. More Castro white, Castro red, Castro red, Castro red. More of that Urquat yellow there. Some Glenn's Mystery. Excited to see what this Glenn's Mystery is going to be. So anyway, what I've learned is this, that once we can get these guava fruiting and take air layers of them, we can continue with that species. I'm super excited because I have so many of these guava seedlings. I'm glad I planted them. I got even more in the greenhouse. I'm about to get some Scions from Kevin Reamer. Anyway, Kevin R out there in Santa Barbara. He also does. I'm very lucky and blessed to have all these guys from the Tropical Fruit Forum who grow so many cool things. And so this week was all guava. Next week we'll do all Eugenia. Have a beautiful day.